Good morning, guys. I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back to another YouTube video. We are 3 days out today. And I won't lie, I'm feeling a little bit worse for wear this morning. The reason being is this. See that? Pretty fucking bad. Now, thankfully, I did get back to sleep after that for about an hour, and my sleep improved to this. However, still not the best, and I'm certainly feeling it today, which is not good because I've got a very, very busy day ahead of me and a lot of shit I need to get done. Now, why did I get such a poor sleep? So, here's my hypothesis, supported by 2 a.m. in the morning ChatGPT prompting. As I mentioned in a previous video, guys, I pulled my sodium back to 6 grams per day. And I did mention that. I said to Kuba, I reckoned I was having about 10 grams. But when I really thought about it, I'm definitely having, or was definitely having, double what he wants me to have, if not even more. I'm pretty liberal with my salt intake. I do actually put my bowl on the scales every single time before I put the salt on, but it always lands between 2 to 3 grams, right? So if I'm having, 4 meals per day that are 2 to 3 grams, let's just call that 10 grams of salt. Then I salt all my meat before I cook it. Let's call that another 3 to 4 grams is 14 grams. And then I put a gram in the morning and evening meal. So that's 16 grams. Okay, so let's just say roughly I'm having 16 grams of salt every single day. My body is just used to that. And I obviously have everything else super, super consistent. My body is used to that level of sodium. So pulling it down by like 10 grams, it affects my electrolyte balance. And as I mentioned in yesterday's video, I was up at 3:30 in the morning yesterday. Didn't mention why I was up, but it was because I was getting cramps in my stomach. And when I wake up in the morning, I have my HydroFlow, which is an electrolyte formula. I have my first 3 meals. I have my intra-workout drink when I go to the gym, which also has HydroFlow in it. So again, more electrolytes. But then when I get home from the gym, because I generally drink around 1.5 to 2 liters of water in the gym, I'm pissing when I get home from the gym. And I'm flushing a lot of those electrolytes out of me. Not to mention, sweating in the gym and all those other sort of things. So I reckon, because my food has been increased, because my water has been increased by about a liter, because my salt has been decreased by so much, the gut is like holding on to water, right? Or my gastric emptying is much slower. So that's kind of what I thought was happening without even having to chat GDP there like yesterday. And obviously I did mention to Kuba that, look, I think this salt is a little bit too low. And I actually mentioned to him yesterday as well. I think I said, I woke up this morning and I was getting kind of cramps in my stomach and acid, almost like this gargling. And I have to get up and I have to sit in the edge of the bed to leave it go down a little bit. But normally once I'm up, right? And I was I'm wondering, could this be a contributing factor to why my midsection is a little bit blurry, like I showed you yesterday. So I actually don't think I did mention that. I thought it was the salt yesterday. Yeah, I didn't. I probably should have. But look, I've just been keeping the salt to what he's kind of said to do. But I did kind of think myself, I was going to have to meet in the middle with where I was and where I am now. And this has just confirmed that belief for me fully, because I woke up at 1:45 in the morning to go to the toilet. And after I did, second I got back into the bed and lied down, I was getting that gargling. I was getting that it was like a swelling of the stomach, almost like my stomach was going to pop or it's going to burst. Not like a cramp feeling, like food isn't moving, but almost just like this gargling, sloshing, and your stomach going, like that. So I knew something was up, and now my gut just feels fucking absolutely terrible. It feels raw, right? So I do actually think it's just because I've cut the sodium down so much, right? So what was ChatGPT saying to me? I was giving it loads of little prompts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, when you suddenly drop sodium, your body doesn't just flip a switch. It takes several days, sometimes a week, for systems like your aldosterone regulation, your food regulation, and the stomach acid production to rebalance. During that period, it's common to get cramping, digestive issues, headache, poor sleep, low blood pressure, or flat feelings. So obviously, the more you sweat, the more you pee, the more sodium you need. I've been having a quite high amount of sodium, and that's left me sitting pretty well. When I've increased the water even more, I've decreased the sodium and I've increased the amount of food, which needs, more sodium to kind of make it pass through the gut. It's just a perfect storm. I think I'm going to have to taper my sodium back up a little bit. What I reckon I'll do is just have extra in my last 3 meals of the day, because the first 3 meals in the morning I think are grand, in between having like the hydroflows and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch off that to start this day's vlog, guys, because I did say in a previous vlog, you know, the least you can change the better. And when you're making manipulations, you just want to make small manipulations. Like we pulled GH down yesterday, we only pulled it down by 3 IUs. My body weight is 97.6 this morning, so 0.45 kg up or 5 kg up from yesterday, and we're only 0.9 kg up after 3 full days of loading. Beautiful, perfect. Still have a little bit more room to fill. Still 2 pounds from my cap, ideal. Now, every single adjustment tweak we've made has been very, very minor, but that has been the one tweak that's been huge. Now, it's not Kuba's fault, because I did tell him, look, I reckon I've been having about 10 grams of salt, and he was like, have 6, that's more than enough, more than you need. But for me, if I've been fucking consuming 16 grams of salt, if not more, for months and months and months and months and months, then I probably need a little bit more. But here's the thing as well, right? Like, I always look quite tight. I always look quite dry. Even when I was like weeks and weeks and weeks out and my salt intake was super high, I'd wake up, I just look great, right? I'd look super tight. I wouldn't look like I was holding water or anything at all. So sometimes with these adjustments, you know, you kind of have to question, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like, you should never cut water too much. You should never cut sodium too much. And obviously, I probably should have been just weighing out my sodium in a little bowl in the morning time and spreading that throughout all my meals throughout the day. It's best practice. I probably should do that. But, right, and I'll hold my hands up here and say that I don't do that. It's one of the only things I don't do that most bodybuilders do. Why? I just fucking love my salt, man. I just love my salt, right? I put so much salt on all my meals. I just love it. I just enjoy it. Chloe's the exact same. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think it needs to be tapered back up. I'm going to do that today, guys. And I'm going to report back to the vlog to actually let you know what the outcome is. Do I wake up tomorrow with stomach cramps? I really can't fucking afford to be honest, because if I do, I'm fucked, because tomorrow is travel day up to Glasgow. I've got a long drive ahead of me, so I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. But yeah, I just thought that would be good to kind of touch off in the vlog, because I'm so dialed in with everything, guys, that at this stage of my bodybuilding journey, I kind of know what's doing what. And I feel like if you were a first-time competitor, right, and all of a sudden it got to peak week and your coach said, have this amount of water, or have this amount of salt, or do this, right, and you started experiencing issues, you wouldn't know why, you wouldn't know what's going on. Oh, why am I getting stomach cramps? Oh, my sleep is getting fucked, blah, blah, blah. You wouldn't have a clue. So maybe there might be someone out here watching this who's going to be on peak week very, very soon, and a similar thing might happen to them. And they might go, oh, maybe it's the sodium. Or peak week might be coming up and you might be watching this and you might go, you know what? Let me track my sodium a little bit more religiously so that I know exactly how much salt I'm having every single day. So that when it comes to peak week, I can tell my coach that, so he has that information and he can make the right call. So anyway, guys, that was a pretty long clip to intro the video and a little bit of a ramble. So I'm going to leave that there, because man's got bare check-ins to do today. I need to get stuck into those, get those out of the way with, yada yada. But once I go downstairs, take my check-in photos, get my feedback from Kuba, my plan of action for the day, food-wise and training-wise, I will update you. All right, guys, updates from Kuba are in. So today we are going to be running with 281 protein, so protein pulled down a touch again, 665 carb and 72 fat. So carbs more or less the same as they were yesterday, but fats brought up another touch. So I'm going to just throw obviously up here from the week what the whole entire food was, just so you can see it. And what we've also done is just kind of completely remove a lot of the fiber, and instead of like having like a ton of banana or having like, you know, a ton of strawberries or anything like that, we've replaced a lot of that fruit with like raisins, so just like lower volume in total, and brought down the kind of quantities of the rice and just kind of replaced it with a lot of kind of calorie dense fruit, like from raisins and stuff like that. So I've got meal number 1, which is just cooking up here now, which is going to be 125 grams of cream of rice with 30 grams of whey, 150 berries, 20 almond butter and 20 dark chalk. So I spoke with Kuba about the issue that I've been experiencing kind of with the sodium, and he actually rang me. We had a little bit of a chat about it, and we've just decided, right, what we're going to do is bring the salt up to 1.5 grams in every single meal, and then just have an extra scoop of electrolytes before bed. Because when I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I was like chat GDP and all that shit, I was like, right, I need to get some salt into me or some electrolytes into me. Came downstairs, had a scoop of hydroflow, and literally like instantly within like 5 minutes, my stomach actually felt better, and then I could get to sleep after that. So I do genuinely think it is like an electrolyte imbalance thing. And if I was going from having, you know, 16 or maybe even 16 plus grams of salt to cutting it back so much, I do think it has potentially been causing issues. And look, my argument to him was that, like, mate, this is the salt I've been having all along. And like, you know, a couple of days ago, I didn't look like I was holding water. I still looked tight. I still looked whatever. And he was like, yeah, I know, but like, you know, that amount of salt is bad for you. It's bad for your blood pressure, etc. I was like, I know, mate, I know. I need to try and taper it down a little bit. But we're kind of, you know, meeting halfway from where I was with the sodium to just kind of bringing it down so that we can kind of peak properly. But overall, guys, Kuba is actually quite happy with how the physique is looking this morning, so that is good. And to be honest, I'm quite happy with how the physique looks as well. I do still think that like I'm not fully bursting full. Like there is still a touch of fatness there, and I still have a little bit of filling left to go. But I'm eating plenty of food, guys, right? Like this is my 4th day now eating above 625 grams of carbs. So we just need to keep going, slow and steady, filling up. The look is still getting better every single day. And I think if I didn't sleep so fucking shit last night, I probably would have felt, you know, amazing today. But hopefully training performance is pretty decent. Kuba's just going to send me over my session for that now in just a second. So we'll kind of see what we're doing there. And I will, of course, take you to the gym with me today as well. So yeah, I think pulling down the GH by a little bit as well did make a big difference. My quads do look like a little bit sharper, which is great. So, you know, the look is good. I just have to, you know, not stress today now because I'm feeling a little bit rocky after that sleep. So he's ordered no steps, keep my steps completely minimal today. So I'm literally just going to work, I'm going to eat, I'm going to train this afternoon, and that is going to be it. And then we've got to pack our bags this evening and get ready for driving up to Glasgow tomorrow. Exciting stuff. Right, I'm going to throw this meal together, show you it when it's done because it's going to be chef's kiss. And then we'll catch up with you later on. Quick one for you as well, guys. If you are a dark chocolate lover, then this chocolate, Montezuma's Absolute Black with the almonds in it, is genuinely the best chocolate in the world. Now, it's 100% chocolate, and I know a lot of people don't like 100% dark chocolate. The Lindt one tastes absolutely wank. However, this one is fucking tremendous. And as you can see there, it's got little chunks of almond in it, so it gives a little bit of a crunch. And it just hits different, I must say. It is the best dark chocolate in the game. I get it on Amazon, so you can pick it up. It's like £3 a bar. But honestly, it's definitely worth it. So this is my fucking all-time favorite dark chocolate. I absolutely love it. And 100%. So fat content is a little bit higher. Sugar content is a little bit lower. It's just the best, guys. So we'll throw the rest of this meal together now. Melt this dark chocolate in. Put in our berries. Put in our whey paste. Put our almond butter on top. Oof. Unbelievable scenes. Look at that. Got our dark choc. Our almond butter. Cream of rice. Berries. Chef's kiss. So I thought I'd show you guys meal number 2 whilst I am preparing it. So here we've got 100 grams of raw weight rice. We've got 175 grams of cod with 10 grams of olive oil. Of course, Filippi Berrio, the only one that you can consume. And on the side here, we've got 50 pineapple, 50 banana, and 10 raisins. So Kuba absolutely loves to put random combinations of things that absolutely do not go together on the one meal. And I know I did say the other day that like bodybuilders only see macros, right? When I was eating like my almond butter with my cod and rice. But almond butter with cod and rice you can kind of make work. Banana, very, very sweet. Pineapple, very bitter. Olive oil and cod and rice. There's just too many different contrasts and flavors going on. So I'm going to just eat all the fruit on the side. Ideally, I'd like to mix the raisins in with the rice, but then I can't have raisins and pineapple and banana and olive oil. You know, it just doesn't go together. So yeah, we'll have the fruit separately, and then we will add a little bit of ketchup to our cod, olive oil and rice. I fucking love olive oil, guys. Honestly, it is the biggest game changer ever. So I did tell Kuba, yeah, I'm really loving the olive oil, mate. So when we're loading, if I need some fats in, give me the olive oil. And he is doing so. So we've got a little bit more of that in today, which is great. And an extra cod meal. This meal is usually chicken, but we've just got cod just so it sits on the digestive system, excuse me, a little bit better. So I'll neck this into me now and catch up with you soon. All right, guys, we are back in action. I hit a little bit of a slump earlier this morning, I must say, and I had to have another 10 or 15 minute nap. But I got up, I did half of my full body shave that I need to do just so that it's, well, at least some of it is done nice and early, and so I can take some post-workout pump pictures today. We're on our way to the gym now to train arms, delts, and legs top up. So 2 to 3 RIR session here. Just in, out, get a pump, take a couple of pictures post-workout for Kuba, see how we're looking, home, chill, and then pack this evening. I'm looking forward to this session. Last one before the first dance, which is pretty fucking surreal to be saying, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's after coming on me real quick, and honestly it's not gonna feel real until I'm actually up in Glasgow and I'm putting my tan on. Then shit's gonna be getting real. But this show is set to be fucking absolutely stacked. Looking forward to seeing how I get on.
I must say. But anyway, guys, I will catch up with you when we're in the gym, take a little bit of footage. Potentially not as much as the last 2 days because man can't be arsed today. I just kind of want to lock in, enjoy my last session, yada yada. I forgot to show you my pre-workout meal. However, I did actually take a quick little video of it for Instagram, so I'll overlay it on the screen here. It was 125 grams of cream of rice with 50 banana, 10 raisins, 40 whey paste, and 20 grams of dark chocolate. So that was actually a pretty tremendous meal. I enjoyed it quite a lot. I am struggling a little bit more again today with the appetite because the volume of the foods has been reduced yet again and the protein has been pulled yet again, but it is all part of the process, guys. My stomach is feeling a lot tighter as a result, I must say. So it's working. We want to make sure those vacuums are sharp AF. I also said to Cooper this morning when I was on the phone to him, look, mate, I know you probably want me to eat 3 meals and I know you want me to eat 2 hours before I step on stage. I said, I got to eat 3 hours or I'm not going to be able to pull a proper vacuum. I just know myself. I know from last season and I just know from the way my stomach is, I'm like, mate, I need 3 hours. And he was like, okay, you kind of heard me out. And he was like, but if you're going to be eating 3 hours before you step on stage, make sure you do not move around much. You stay off your feet and you don't flatten off pretty much. And I don't think I will, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, that's the update, guys. Right, I'm about to head into some heavy traffic here. So I will not be vlogging and driving. Don't vlog and drive, guys. It's not good. It's not safe, but time is of the essence for me today because these daily vlogs are tough going. So I'll catch up with you in the gym. Oh, fuck me, what a day. All of a sudden, it is 22 degrees in Rotherham. It's like Marbella, and if anyone knows me, you know that I do not like the heat. I would much prefer the cold, I'm not gonna lie. The sun is lovely, but anything above like 16 to 18 degrees, nah, fuck that shit. Right, here we go. Better get the earphones on quick before anyone talks to me. Exercise number 1, guys. We have got a bicep D-handle preacher curl. I've already done 1 set and my forearms and my biceps are already cramping up, so more salt needed. It's so fucking warm today as well. I feel like I'm already sweating buckets. That's obviously going to excrete a lot of the sodium out of me, right? So I'll have to wait and see how I am as I get through the session. But one thing I will say is I'm actually looking pretty fucking full at the moment. I've literally just come in and done 1 set and I already look fully fucking blown. It's coming, guys. It's coming. Pretty happy with the look. Literally just looking at my shoulders, arms, feathering in with triceps, etc. It's filling out. It's filling out quite a lot. So we'll get the second set biceps done here. Same weight for both sets. I meant to leave like 2-3 RIR across the board for this session, but it's so hard to gauge that, right? So I'm just gonna go until I start to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe the rep moves a little bit slower, and then I'm just gonna leave it there. Next up on the agenda, guys, we've got a cross-body tricep extension using the hard body cuffs, best in the game. Code DMAC10 for discount. Link is down below. These are a tremendous tricep exercise. Have to go super light on these, guys, but goal is going to be to come across the body, come down and back hard. Fully extend the triceps, up, feel that stretch, back down again. Oh, tremendous stuff. I just spoke to the camera for like a minute in that last clip, done my set, and then realised that I wasn't recording. Prep brain. But anyway, guys, next on the menu today, we've got a dual D-handle bicep curl, followed by a dual D-handle tricep pushdown. Normally, I superset this at the beginning of leg day, or I used to anyway in my off season. I had to remove the tricep volume in prep because my triceps weren't recovering in time to push. But I'm just going to stick with 2 straight sets bicep today, 2 straight sets off the tricep, just to keep things consistent with what I did on the previous 2 exercises over there. So 1 set done on the biceps now. And as I mentioned in the last clip, which I'm going to say again, I actually reduced the load here and increased the reps. So I'm not going to aim for like 10 to 12s or anything like that in arms today. I'm going to try and keep everything in and around that kind of 15 rep range, just so that's a little bit easier to recover from. It's a little bit higher volume, but a slighter weight. It's easier to recover from. Even though I'm leaving everything like 2-3 reps in reserve today, it's hard for me to actually do that. So I know my 2-3 reps in reserve is probably more like 1 to 2. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of trying to force myself to make this as light and as pumpy of a session as I possibly can. Goal is stimulate, not annihilate. So I'm just coming in today, aim at the game is to get a good pump, get some blood flow going, and not completely write myself off, because after last night's sleep, I'm not feeling too fruity, and I want to get to bed nice and early tonight, so I don't want to be too fucked after the gym. But anyway, second set of biceps coming up. Right guys, next on the cards we have a machine lateral raise. So Kuba just told me to do a machine lateral, so I'm going to pick out my favourite machine lateral raise of all time, the Atlantis, because I'm not actually a big fan of the Prime, but I do really rate the Atlantis, if I'm honest. So absolutely love this, and this is going to be my choice for today. So we'll go with a nice handy weight, something that I'm going to be able to get 3 sets on. Pretty handy. Oh fuck, it's warm up here. Guys, the gym is so hot today. 22 degrees in this place, honestly, Ultraflex, because it's basically just a big tin house. In the summer, the heat here is absolutely insane. I reckon when it does start to kick off in the summer and get very warm, I might actually start doing a couple of my sessions somewhere else potentially, or traveling on days where I don't have busy check-in days, to just switch things up, go to a different gym that isn't like absolutely fucking sweat. I know the lads are traveling around quite a lot now to different gyms to do different sessions, and I'm actually quite jealous of them, because it's good to get a little bit of a change of scenery. Honestly, I wish I lived a little bit closer to Derby. They've been doing like roadworks on the fucking motorway for ages, so the speed limit has been reduced down. I'm not sure if that's done yet or not. Haven't been doing Derby in a while, but if it is, it will probably take me about 40 minutes, maybe 45 to get down there rather than an hour. So when that is done, definitely going to be going there a lot more, because that is my second favourite gym in the UK after Ultraflex Rotherham. Yeah, this gym is definitely not what it used to be in terms of atmosphere, but Derby is kind of like what Ultraflex Rotherham used to be like 4 years ago. It's electric, so I love it. But anyway, we'll get stuck into these laterals. Okay guys, leg curl variation of choice today is going to be the Cybex Eagle. And even though I did this in my previous session, this is the leg curl that I arguably feel the most comfortable with. So it's the one I'm going to run with today instead of the Prime, as the Prime's been feeling a little bit iffy the last while. One thing I will say actually is that since I've dipped below like 101, 100 kilos ish, I've felt like really fragile in a leg curl. Seated leg curl, I just feel like my ability to brace and drag back is after diminishing quite a lot, I must say. But another thing I will say is that this prep, I've definitely felt a little bit less fragile overall. I think from probably about 6 weeks out, the last time I prepped, I just felt a lack of bracing and everything. I felt like really fragile and everything. My pressing, my back exercises, my leg exercises, I just felt like I was going to snap. Whereas don't really feel like that at all this time around. Certain things, yes, like, you know, a dumbbell RDL and like leg curl here, I just don't have the same brace, and then on a leg press, you know, I'm not as maybe steady and locked in as I normally would be, but it's not dropped off like a massive amount. Like, it's nothing super crazy, and nothing that I've actually experienced before in the past, you know, or nothing close to what I've experienced before in the past. So that's a good sign. Maybe that just means I'm bigger, guys. Maybe that just means I actually have more muscle now, and the muscle is weighing me down and giving me stability, and I don't need fucking body fat to do that. But anyway, here we go, guys. We'll aim for a good solid 15 reps here with a nice squeeze. You know what? I'm going to leave that there because I don't want to have hamstring DOMs when I'm stepping on stage in 3 days' time. I'm going to be very sensible here. And I'm going to just leave that there because I feel like if I push that too much, wouldn't be a good idea. Last exercise of the last session of prep until show number 1. So we got the leg extension here, prime pin loaded leg extension, which is the GOAT, in my opinion, best leg extension of all time. We've got new seats on this, which are refurbed by Nitro. A lot of people don't like them. I think they're actually being sent back to get refurbished again, but I quite like them because they're a little bit softer and I kind of sink into them. And I'm a unusual height for like the prime machines. So like the way I sink into them, it gets me that extra little bit back, and it actually like makes sure I'm set up for it perfectly. So I actually prefer that, but they're probably going to replace them anyway, and I'll be back to not fitting the machine. But 2 sets here, 12 plus reps, just going to hold at the top and squeeze it a little bit longer than I normally do. And it just really drives the quads full of blood, but try not to lose too much detail because I have to take some pictures for Cuba post-workout, send them over my body weight, how much fluid I've drank, salt, etc. I actually weighed myself before I came to the gym. I was 99.7 kg. So that is, I believe, about 2 kilos up from where I was in the morning time. 1.8 kg up from where I was in the morning, and about 0.9 up from my cap. So who knows? We might have to be pretty mindful of the cap on Friday evening when we actually register and weigh in, because I think that's going to be at like 5 o'clock or so. So yeah, we'll have to just play it by ear and see. I'm going to bring the scales with me, weigh myself a couple of times along the way just to make sure things are staying on point and we're not, running over. But even if I have to miss, a meal or two, a little bit of water, that should be fine because I'll be full to the brim at that stage, all going well. So we get stuck into these leg extensions, guys. Oh, guys, it is roasting in here in this Ultraflex roder and posing room today. So we'll take the kit off, get around the posing for you. Hopefully you're going to be able to see me in the frame here. I actually feel flat as I'm posing, to be honest, which ain't good. Front double looks good though. All right, that is a wrap. Post-workout meal, guys, we have got 175 grams of chicken, 10 grams of raisins, 125 grams of jasmine rice, and 100 grams of pineapple on the side. So, gym session today, honestly, wasn't the best. I took some pictures for Cuba post-workout. I did look a little bit tighter, but I felt flat, okay? Like, I felt flat during the session. Yesterday, I got, like, really good pump and really good endurance in the session. Today, I just felt a little bit meh. I actually couldn't really get as much of a pump. Even when I was posing post-workout, I couldn't really, like, contract the muscles that well, especially not as well as I'd expect, considering this is day number 4 of like 620 plus carbs, right? So just relate that feedback to him for what it's worth. Just being honest, pretty much. I'm not like, oh mate, I need more food, blah blah. I'm just saying, this is the feedback. This is how I feel, Now, I don't know if I mentioned that I probably have the sciatica in my like lower back / glute or whatever, the nerve. It's really starting to flare up on me, like in all of my shots now. When I'm hitting like even a quarter turn to the left, hitting the left side chest, all my shots are on my left as well, which is annoying. And I'm like trying to tense my glute with my left side chest. And then when I turn in particular, so when I turn this way and I'm like turning my arms like this on my back, it really like shoots. It's like a shooting pain. And it's been getting worse and worse, honestly, as the days have been going on. And I've been posing and shit like that. So it's something that obviously I can still pose through, but it's just quite annoying because I'm like in pain every time I'm hitting my shots. And even now, just standing here, I can feel it like really numb, and it's just a bit of discomfort. So that is a little bit frustrating, but look, it is what it is. It's kind of outside of my control. There's nothing I can do about it. So I just have to suck it up and get on with it. So we'll eat this post-workout meal, guys. I'll start editing this video, see how long it is, and we'll wait till Cuba gets back to me with some feedback and see what the POA is. And then we got to pack We gotta pack our bags, and Chloe has to do the remainder of my shave. I did my chest though and my legs, Chloe.
Oh, did
So
you?
we just have back, arms to do, and we should be good to go.
I need to clean the house as well.
Chloe got her hair done. Isn't she looking absolutely tremendous, guys?
I
Drop a comment and a like down below for Chloe's
I
hair.
had a small bit of a ginger hairline from the last time I got my highlights done. She didn't leave the front on long enough. Nobody's going to care, but I got it fixed today.
There you go, guys. Yes, guys. So I hadn't planned on turning this into a full day of eating, but I'm after showing every single meal so far. So I may as well show you meal number 5 here. So we have got 100 grams of pineapple down here. Then we have also got 200 grams of cod, 100 grams of rice, and 10 grams of raisins with 10 grams of olive oil, and of course some ketchup in there. I know what you're thinking. Ketchup and raisins. Dara, I thought you just said in the previous clip, certain things don't go together. And they probably don't, but I've never tried raisins and ketchup. And to be honest, I love ketchup. I'd probably have ice cream with ketchup. So I don't think this is not going to go together. I'm a weirdo like that. Ketchup is just the goat. So that's the second last meal of the day. I think the last meal is similar to the first meal. No, there is some changes to that as well. So I will show you that in just a bit. And then man really needs to start packing just to make sure when I wake up tomorrow, everything is ready to go and I don't have to stress about anything. How are we, guys? Checking back in. Full body shave and Veet has been done. So man is smooth as a motherfucking dolphin and ready to begin the tanning process. We're going to wrap this video up with the final meal of the day, which actually looks delicious. Now, I'm a little bit sad that I've got less berries than I normally do. However, I have quite been enjoying the raisins today. So here we've got 100 grams of Conte's salted caramel cream of rice, which I believe may potentially pass out the white chocolate hazelnut for me. It's close. It's very close between the two of them. Then we've got 40 grams of whey paste, cinnamon Danish, a little bit of sweet cinnamon in there, 75 grams of berries, blueberries and strawberries, and then 20 grams of raisins. So that is the nightcap, guys. And with that, I will wrap up today's 3 days out vlog. So tomorrow is going to be 2 days out. It is going to be the travel day. It is going to be busy, busy, busy. But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to documenting it all for you guys to watch. So stay tuned, guys. Make sure to drop the video a like. Make sure to comment down below if you haven't already. And we will catch you in the next one.